right, lesson 3, part 3. A little bit more to go over. This one says use the graph to complete the ordered pair solution 0, comma something for f for the function. Our function is graphed in blue. Okay, the 0 is your x value. So I'm going to find an x value of 0, which is right there. Isn't that an x value of 0? So I'm at an x value of 0. We want to know what the y value is. So from that point, move up or down to the graph. My y value is what? When I go from an x value of 0 to the graph, what's my y value? Oops. Yeah, my y value is 2. What are they asking for here? They say evaluate the function when x equals 0. Well, x equals 0. So f of x equals what? Yeah, it's 2. Take a look at this one. Use the graph to complete the ordered pair solution of blank comma 1 for f being the function, the blue graph. Okay, this time they gave us a y value of 1. So there's the y value of 1. Everything on the purple line has a y value of 1. What's the x value for the function when y equals 1? There's an answer right there. Is that the only answer? No, you got 2 answers. There's another answer right there. 7, comma 1. So 1, comma 1 and 7, comma 1 both are answers for this problem. Be careful, you might have one like this in my math lab, maybe on the exam. Okay, use the graph to complete the ordered pair solution blank comma 0 for x, f being the function being that blue line. So we're going to find x when f of x equals 0. This one right here is the hardest problem for people to solve because the mistake is people will say, okay, they're saying x equals 0, what's y? That's not what they're saying here. That's not what they're saying. They're saying y equals 0. What is your x? Okay, well, when y equals 0, a y of 0 is pointed right there. See that purple line? All of the points on that purple line have a y value of 0. X is going to be 2, and x is going to be 6. You have 2 answers here. 2, comma 0 and 6, comma 0. Just be careful when they say f of x equals some number, let's say the number is 2, they're not telling you, no, this does not mean x equals 2. What they're saying is find x when y equals 2. And in this case, there's 2 answers. An x value of 0 and an x value of 8. You'll have 2 ordered pairs as your answer. Okay, this is my math lab clarification. I guess I put these in my PowerPoint when I notice a lot of people don't understand a problem or they get it wrong. This one says find the domain and range of the relation. Find the domain, select the correct answer choice below, and fill in the answer box to complete your choice. Find the domain. We're finding the domain. Ooh. Find the domain. That's all your x values. Is this a discrete set of data or is this continuous? That's continuous because all the data points are connected with a line or a curve. So if that's the case, then the answer is going to be in interval notation. And choice A does say that the domain can best be described using interval notation, the domain is what? Well, in this case, the domain, if you go from left to right, the first x value you hit is 1. That dot means it includes 1. And the last thing you hit going left to right is that arrowhead. It's going out to infinity. So bracket 1 comma infinity. You would not choose B because anytime you use set notation, that is for discrete data. You would use answer choice B if I gave you this. This is a discrete function, therefore the domain is written using set notation, not interval notation. If I had given you this graph of data here, you would say the domain is all x's such that x equals, and then you would list all those ordered pairs, or no, all those x values, because we are looking at domain. So the -4, the 2, the 4, and the 5. Be careful there. I think this is another one in my math lab that confuses people. Find the domain of this function. Okay, if I move my pencil left to right, the first thing I hit is that arrowhead, which is headed towards what? And if I continue to move my pencil left to right, the next thing I touch is that arrowhead, which in terms of the x-axis is headed towards what? Yeah, so my domain is all real numbers. So anything between negative infinity and positive infinity. What about the range? This one's tricky. Okay, I'm going to take a horizontal line and I'm going to move it bottoms up. The first, now range is y values. Do not look at your x-axis, look at your y. The first y value I hit is what? Yep, it's -8. If I continue to move my horizontal line up, what's the last y value I hit? It appears like the last y value is 10. It is not. Do you see why it is not 10? Look at that side of the graph. That arrowhead means that this line continues forever and forever in this direction, meaning my y values are headed in that direction. What is my range? -8 to what? Yeah, positive infinity. Part C says find f of -1. If the -1's in parentheses, what does that represent? Yeah, that's your x value. If you have an x value of -1, that's that line right there. Take your x value of -1 up or down till it touches the graph. What's your y value? So f of -1 equals 10. We could also write it as an ordered pair, -1, comma 10. You just have to look and see how do they want you to put the answer in. All right? Good luck, everyone.